Tony, welcome to Evening Edition. Now, the new year is not too far away. What do you see as the most pressing issues here in California that you want to handle as Assembly Speaker?
Well, I think it's continuing the momentum of the successes we've had in the last year. And a lot of that is about fiscal stability and making sure that we hold the line. We've paid down debt. We have certainly put more money into education. So I think, it's going to be holding the line, continuing to try to make sure that we keep California on the right path moving forward, creation of jobs. But more than anything, I think one of the biggest issues will be education and how we fund education. It's already become an issue.
You actually introduced a plan that would avert rising tuition cost. How would that plan work?
Right, thank you. Well, we would give more money to the CSU UC system. My proposal is $50 million more, that we would not increase the tuitions, that UC would rescind that action, that we would look at their efficiencies. We would cap enrollment of out-of-state students. And by the way, 2013 was the highest year for out-of-state students in our UC system.
Let's remind people how much it cost, about $12,000 just for tuition?
$12,000 just for tuition. And so our goal would be to cap out-of-state enrollment so that we make those slots available for in-state California students.
Now, where would the money come from to get this plan in action and to actually keep the costs lower or to reverse them?
Right. We would continue to increase middle-class scholarships. We would continue to increase Cal Grants, which we've done every year for the last several years. We would give additional money to UC. We would actually raise tuition on out-of-state students, much in line with what other universities across the country charge out-of-state students. So we'd still be very competitive as a university system to students who want to come to California. But we would make our priority California students.
Now, when it comes to public education, Prop 30, the tax hike that's supposed to fund public education, part of it expires in 2016. What's going to happen then?
Well, I think our whole goal in California to turn California around was to pay down debt, create a rainy day fund, make sure we're living within our means. And so when you see us increase budgets for various interests throughout the state, I mean, we cut for a decade. We've started to reinvest in courts and education, health care, but we're going to have to hold the line and we're going to have to pay what we can pay for the services we need, but we can't go further than that. We do have to be frugal.
Do you think Prop 30 could be extended?
There will be those who propose that it be extended. The governor's not supportive of that, and I think we have to really think hard about that. I'm not exactly opposed to it, but I think we have to think about the pledge we made to voters. California voters helped turn California around. We made hard decisions for a decade of cuts. The voters stepped in and said, we'll give you a majority vote for your budget so you can keep California moving. We will extend taxes for a period of time while the state turns around and revenues increase. I think we have to pay very close attention to the promise we made to the voters.
Well, as you said, Sacramento has been focused on budget cuts and the deficit for so many years now. There is an expected surplus to last for the next decade or so.
Right.
How would you like to see that surplus money spent?
Well, I think now that we have the rainy day fund in place, we have a reasonable reserve, which we haven't been able to have for a long time, and we've paid down debt. I think we need to look at reinvesting in people and infrastructure, which is what we're trying to do. And I think when we look at increasing money for education, which we've done over the last several years, $142 million for UC and CSU, $600 million for community colleges. We need to reinvest in healthcare. You see that we've unveiled the Affordable Care Act, and we need to make sure California cares.
Covered California.
Covered California.
Right, that was me.
Gosh, both of us need to get that right.
That was me.
Covered California. But we also need to make sure that our reimbursement rates for Medi-Cal are enough to provide, to pay providers what it costs to do the service. Otherwise, we won't have providers who can do it. So I think we've got a list of issues that are important, but I think our focus needs to be making sure that as we increase the budget on things that we've cut for decades, that we continue the stability of our state financially.
You term out in the State Assembly in 2016. Do you have any plans after that?
Well, people, it's the big question I get asked. It's early yet, and I think I have to focus on being the best speaker I can be. I'm the first San Diego speaker of the California State Assembly. I'm really proud of that for San Diego. But I think if I focus on my job, opportunities come, and I just can't think about that right now.
All right, California Assembly Speaker Tony Atkins, thanks so much.
Peggy, thank you.